can you tell me how long this pencil is and how much water a bottle can hold and what is the length of the staple? Can you answer for these questions? You may be thinking what teacher is asking, isn't it? Here you need to know about measurements. So today's topic is measurements. Today I am explaining measurements. Topic is measurements. So in this we will be learning introduction, what is measurement, what is measurements, why it is required, and standard units of measurements. Measurements. So what is this measurement? Measurement is nothing but is a way to find the length of any object and size of any object, how heavy the object. Overall we can measure all the things around us using this measurements, isn't it? So let's see in this PPT. So today I am explaining about measurements. Okay. So what is measurements? Let me explain this. Measurements is a way to find out the size, the weight and the amount of something in the bottle or the things we can tell. So using this measurement you can find out how long the pencil is, how much water is there in the bottle and how heavy the bottle is, isn't it? Now here you see. Now why measurements are required, isn't it? Measurements are required. It is very important in our daily life because see here, without a proper measurement, a chef won't do the dish in a proper way. If you don't know the amount of ingredients needed in a dish, he won't prepare a delicious dish. And you can see an engineer. If the engineer don't know the proper measurement, he can't build a building, isn't it? So the world will face many hindrances, many difficulties. To avoid this, people came up with the standard unit of measuring measurements, and that we call it as a standard measurements. Okay. So standard measurements help in our daily life by making the things easy to measure, compare and understand, isn't it? Now you can see what are the types of measurement. So there are three types of measurement. Which are those? Length, weight, and volume. What it is? Volume. So here fifth part is okay. Types of measurement. You are learning now. Types of measurement. So first one is what it is? Length. Next. Weight. And volume. Okay. So let's see about that length first. So length measures how long or tall something is. Okay. When we want want to measure how long and tall some object is, something is. And even using the length, we can measure the distance between the places. See here, you can see the house is here, one more house is here. We can measure the distance. Even we can measure the distance between different cities. So for this, we are using the larger unit. That we will learn one by one here. The next is units of measurements. So children, we are using the 4 units of measurements here. So the first one is millimeter. Next is
centimeter,
meter and kilometer. Millimeter is abbreviated as mm. Centimeter as cm and meter as m and kilometer as km. Millimeter and centimeter we are using for shorter lengths, okay, and meter and kilometer for longer ones, long distances. Now next we will be learning tools for measuring the length. So children, can you see here? We are using all these tools for measuring the length. This is ruler, you call it as a scale, yes, and this is measuring tape. This is meter rod and this is also a tape. We use all these tools for measuring the length. Even you can see here. This is measuring scale. Okay, see here. And this is measuring tape. This is called as tape. And this is your ruler, what you are using, you are having in your bags, isn't it? Now, I want to tell you the fun facts about the measurements. Long ago, people were using their hands, their foot to measure the things around them. Okay, so here you can see the non-standard units of measurement, that is hand span, cubit, foot span and stride. You all have learned this, isn't it? These all are non-standard units of measurements. So measuring with the body parts won't give you the proper measurements, isn't it? It differs from person to person. So people came up with the standard unit of measurements, what we are learning now. That is length, weight and volume. Okay. Now here, I will show you how to measure the length. Now children, you see here how to measure the length. Okay.
how do we measure length? How long is the stick? 5 hand spans long? Looks okay. But what if another person measures the same stick? See, now the stick looks 4 hand spans long. So
here you saw, using with the body parts, the measurement differs. Here you saw it is 5 hand span and here it is 4 hand span. Now I will call Shreya. Shreya, come here. Now I will measure this table, the length of the table. We will see how much it is. It is 1, 2 hand span, 3 hand span, 4 hand span and here about 5 hand span. So I used hand span to measure the length of the table. Now Shreya will measure and show me how many hand span it is. Mine it is 4.5, yes, near about 5 and Shreya's it is 6 hand span. Okay. So like this the measurement is differ from person to person. You won't get the exact proper measurements. Okay. Now let's see.
Trimness using body parts or other objects does not give a standard length. It keeps changing. That's why length is measured in standard units called centimeters and meters. using instruments like ruler, meter rod, or a measuring tape. A ruler has markings from 0 to 15 centimeters.
So you can see the ruler now. So here numbers are marked here and these we call it as a centimeter. So here 0 to 30 numbers are written. This ruler is little bit big and there it is 0 to 15 which you all are having in your compasses, isn't it? And you can see here from 0 to 1 we call it as a centimeter. But between that 0 and 1 you can see the smaller lines. Those are called as millimeters. So here from 0 to 1 how many millimeters are there? I mean 10 are there. So 10 millimeters makes 1 centimeter. Same way, see here, this ruler you are having from 0 to 100 numbers. 0 to 100. So it is meter or meter scale. So 0 to 100 is 100 centimeters makes 1, what it is? 1 kilometer, isn't it? Now how to measure the length of the pencil and all? See here.
Centimeter is used to measure small objects like a paper clip, an eraser, or a crayon. To measure an object using a ruler, place its one end at the 0 mark. Then note the reading at the other end. For example, the crayon is 5 centimeters long. Do not place the object at the 1 centimeter mark or away from the 0. This will give you incorrect measurements. So always ensure to place the object at the 0 mark of the ruler. What is the length of this pencil? Place the end at the 0 mark. Note the reading near the tip of the pencil. The pencil is 8 centimeters long.
Okay, now just you understood how to measure the length of the pencil. So this is your pencil. Before you were not knowing what is the length of the pencil, isn't it? Now with this gate, with this ruler, we can measure the length of the pencil. So this is the one end of the pencil where I am keeping, where I should keep this? 0 mark, isn't it? This is the ruler. So I am keeping this at the 0 mark and I am just checking the other end, that is tip of the pencil is near about, it is 15.6 centimeters. So what is the length of this pencil? 15.6 centimeters. You should not keep the pencil here at 1 centimeter or middle of the ruler. You always have to keep it at the 0 mark. If you keep and measure this, you will get the exact length of the pencil. Understood?
Have you seen shopkeepers using a long scale-like object to measure cloth? It is called a meter rod. 100 centimeters make 1 meter. So a meter rod measures 1 meter. A measuring tape has markings from 0 to 150 centimeter. The measuring tape is used by tailors to take measurements. Doctors use the measuring tape to measure the head size of a growing child in centimeters to see if they are growing well or not. Height is measured in meters, so we can measure small objects using centimeters and bigger objects using meters. How do we measure the distance between two places? Distance is also a type of length, but measuring distance in meters is cumbersome. So we use a bigger unit of length called kilometers to measure distance. 1000 meters make 1 kilometer. Knowing distance helps you know which place is near or far. For example, from the Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj terminus in Mumbai, the Gateway of India is at 3 kilometers and the Kamala Nehru Park is 7 kilometers away. Which place is nearer to the terminus? Yes, the Gateway of India. So next time you go on a holiday, find out about the distance of different tourist spots from your hotel. Here is what we learned.
So today we learned about length measurement, that is 10 millimeters is equal to 1 centimeter, 100 centimeter is equal to 1 meter, 1000 meter is equal to 1 kilometer. Okay, 1 kilometer. So next, you all understood how to measure this. So Anika, come and just measure this pen and show me what is the length of this pen. Now where Anika has to place the pen? Show like this, like everyone should see. Ah yes. Where she is keeping? 0 at 0 mark, isn't it? And see the other end of the pen. It is how much? 4 So how to measure it? Yes. So how much it is? 7 centimeters here. Where is keeping? It is keeping at 0 mark and it is at the tip of the pencil. You see it is at 7 centimeters. Okay. Crayon measures how much? 7 centimeters. Can you find the difference in the length of the pen and crayon? Yes. By this measurement you can compare and tell. Pen is having longer length compared to the crayon, isn't it? It's an activity time. Just now we did it, and here even I can use this meter scale to measure the length of the table. Now I will call Atharva to measure this. Atharva, just measure the table length and show. So what is the length? You have to keep at 0. Where is 0? It is there. Yes. And here it is 90 point. How much? 5 and again one more line. 90.6. 90. 90 and the minor lines, it is 96 centimeters. What is the length of the table?
90.6 centimeter.
96 centimeters. Okay. So even if I measure this using this, the table length will remain same. Can you tell me why it is? Why it is? I used this, the table length is 96 centimeter. When Atharva used this, the table length is 96 centimeter. Why it is same? Because we are using standard unit of length where it gives the exact measurement of the table. Understood all this? So children note all this, all the measurements, the types of measurements and this. Okay. So the next measure is weight. Okay. Are you copying this? Okay, take down all this. Then the next measure is what it is? Weight. So here we learn standard units of measurements, types we learn, then tools we learn, tools used and units used. Now weight. Now what is weight? Weight measures how heavy something is or how heavy or light the object is. Okay. See this. So we are using this weighing machine to weigh the objects. Now units of weight. So we are using milligram and gram and one more is kilogram. Okay. We are using milligram, it is abbreviated as mg, gram as g, kilogram as kg. Understood? Now see the tools for measuring weight. So these are the tools we use for measuring the weight. Okay. So this is weighing machine, this is electronic balance, and this is platform balance, and this is another weighing scale. Okay, here you can see the model of the balance, weighing machine. Either we call it as a balance, and it is just a model of the balance, and it is having two bands. Two bands. Here, one side you have to keep the objects, and the other side you have to keep the weight to weigh the objects, isn't it? So you might have seen in the market, isn't it? Have you visited to the market with your parents?
Yes,
In the market, the vegetable vendor, the fruits vendor, they sell using this tool, isn't it? They sell the fruits and the vegetables using this. They keep the vegetables and fruits one side and the weights at the other side. So this is just a model of it. Just we try to measure the things, and these are the weights here. Okay. Suppose if I want to weigh the ball here. Okay, this is the ball. I'll put the ball one side and this weights. So I kept a 10 gram weight it is. How much it is? 10 gram. And here I kept the ball. So what I put? Now is it balancing? Yes. When both the plates balance equally, then that gives the exact weight of this object. So what is the weight of the ball?
20 gram.
20 gram. The weight of the ball is
20 gram.
20 gram. So even if I want to measure this, one more ball. Now see, it is lighter, so I have to remove this. Yes. Now I will use, this is 5 gram. 10 gram is already I kept in this, and now it is 5 gram. Now you see, yes. Okay, the yellow ball is near about
15
15
gram.
gram. Here's one more smaller, 1 gram is there. So I'll try this. It will balance properly. Yes, it is now 16 gram. So the yellow ball is
16
16
gram.
gram. This is which ball? Pink ball, isn't it? And the yellow ball is
16 gram.
yellow ball is.
16 gram.
Can you find the difference? Which is heavier in this?
Pink
Pink
ball.
ball is heavier compared to the yellow ball. So using this measurements, we can even compare. We can understand the things properly. Understood? This is about weight. Okay. And the next. Now the next measure is volume. Volume measures how much space something takes up, how much quantity of liquid inside in that container. Children, do you know what is liquid? Can anybody tell me? Tell me. Liquids. What are liquids? Here you can see what it is.
Water.
Yes. Can you tell?
Liquid is water, which examples milk
Yes.
and milk soup, any water and
Milk, oil, juice, you drink tea, coffee, all this comes under liquids. Okay. We measure liquids in the units called milliliter and liter. Milliliter is abbreviated as ml and liter abbreviated as L. The tools for measuring volume, these are beakers. Okay, now I'll show you the beakers here. Using these beakers, we can measure the volume of liquid. Okay, on this beakers, we call these as measuring beakers, measuring jars. Okay, we call this as measuring beakers, measuring jars or jugs. And you can see here the measurement is marked on this. Okay, so when you pour the water, you can measure this. Suppose I want to fill the water in this. So I can use this measuring tool and see how much quantity of water can fill in this. Okay, now I'll call, who I'll call now? Jyoti will come now. Come here. Can you see how much water? Yes. This. Jyoti, can you see the measure here? It is 50 ml. And this measuring jar is 200 ml. It means the water in this bottle is how much?
50 ml.
250 ml. Very good. So like this we can measure all the liquids. Okay. Thank you, Jyoti. Now next, conversion of units. Now here you can see length. 1 centimeter is equal to 10 millimeter. 1 millimeter, 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter. And 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meter. Children note down this. And in the weight also, 1 kilogram is equal to 1000 gram. 1 gram is equal to 1000 milligram. And in the volume, 1 liter is equal to 1000 milliliter. Take down that. So 1 gram is equal to 1000 milligram, 1 kilogram is equal to 1000 gram. And in volume, one liter is equal to 1000 milliliter. Okay? Completed? See, now it's the activity and quiz time. Now just now you saw all these measurements, did many activities here using all these tools, isn't it? Now next, one more weight I wanted to show you. This is weight machine. Using this we can weigh the body weight. So I will call, we need to measure this. Measure this body weight. Remove the shoe. Stand. So using this we can measure the body weight. He is about how much kg? He is 21 kg. Okay? Go ahead. So this is also a tool we use to measure the weight. Now next is quiz time. Now it's a quiz time. So far I have explained you about all the measurements, types of measurements, and now you have to answer these questions. Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Which is the best suitable unit for measuring length of a pen? 4 options are given, isn't it? Now you have to choose the correct one. Pranali will tell the answer.
Centimeter.
Centimeter. Option A. Is it correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Let's see. Yes, the answer is centimeter. Now we see the next question. Which unit does this tool measure? Yes, you, Sani. Yes, it is liters. Is it correct or no? Let me check. Yes, it is absolutely right. Now the third question. Which of the following is the standard unit of measuring length? Jinali will answer.
Centimeter.
Yes. So in these 4 options, centimeter is the correct answer. Isn't it? Now question 4. Which of the photo below shows a tool for measuring weight? Yes, Shreya.
Option C.
Option C. So this is the tool. Just now you saw, no? We use for measuring the weight. We check this. Yes, the answer is option C. Next, question 5. Divya weighs an apple using weighing scale. What is the weight shown on the scale? So we have to see what is the weight here. Alice will answer. 150 gram. So let's check. Yes, it is 150 gram. Now the question says, if a puppy weighs 5 kg, which animal is likely to weigh less than the puppy? Other
One cat.
cat. Let's see. Yes, it's cat. Now the question 7. Which of these containers has the greatest volume? Maithili.
Option D.
Option B. Yes, option B is the correct answer. Now the last question. What is the length of the brush shown on the scale? Yes, you answer now. Yes, it is 12 centimeter. See? Yes, it is 12 centimeter. Okay, great work. You answered very well. Clap for yourself. Now we see the summary. So far, what all you understood, what all you learned? So far, you all understood about why measurements are given